admit I didn't play too many games this year. Maybe I didn't have a lot of time, or maybe I just wasn't in the mood as much, I don't know. Though, despite that, I still played enough to at least do a top 5. Same rules as last year, it doesn't matter what year the game came out, as long as I played it for the very first time in 2015, it qualifies for the list. Oh, and of course, spoilers on some of these games. Anyways, let's begin. Now, before you click off this video, just hear me out. This game isn't as bad as the internet's been saying it is. It's a fine board game video game. Sure, it's no Mario Party, but it doesn't really play like Mario Party. If anything, it resembles the game of life a bit, with you setting a time limit and whoever has the most happiness points by the end wins. I think the main problem is the fact that amiibo are required. I mean, sure, the game comes with Isabelle and Digby, and for me, that's no big deal since I already have my favorite character, so why would I want to play as anyone else? Though if your favorite character was, say, Tom Nook, well, that's another $13, or say if it was KK Slider, well, he's in a 3-pack, so you better fork over $35 more. That is really shitty. And I'm someone who loves amiibo. Hell, I have 56 of them right next to me. If you can make someone like me say that, you fucked up. So with that, here are my suggestions to Nintendo to improve this game if they were to make a series of it in the future. Don't make amiibos the focus. Have all the characters playable from the start. I mean, okay, you can have like 1 or 2 be unlockable by playing the game if you want, but don't make it so you have to pay $13 to play as Kix. Yes, you still can make a set of Animal Crossing amiibos, but use them to use extra from the games. Have them unlock costumes, give you usable items in the game, use them to level up for AI opponents, you know, the things you do with pretty much every other game with amiibo support. Also, remove the word amiibo from the title, since if you remove them from being the main focus, then there's no need for it. Besides, to me, simply calling it Animal Crossing Festival has a slightly better ring to it. Finally, if you don't make amiibo the focus, then map the dice roll to the A button or something. Having to tap the amiibo to roll the dice is stupid. It's kinda more tedious than just pushing a button, and if anything, it's a really poor attempt to make the amiibo seem like it's more important than it actually is. If they did that, then this game probably would have been better received. Though despite that one major flaw, it's still a decent party game. It's really not worth making a video where you destroy a copy that really doesn't do anything other than make it so there's one less copy in the world, and only shows that you have more disposable income than you know what to do with. And if anything, it probably would have been a bigger fuck you to Nintendo if you just sold your copy, because then someone else who could have actually wanted the game could have bought the used copy, thus hurting the overall game sales. Pokemon. And hey, it's a remake of what's probably my favorite generation. Though Gen 3 is probably my favorite because of the Kanto remakes, but whatever. Anyways, I loved playing through this game. It certainly brought back memories of playing the originals on my Game Boy SP on the way to school. Of course, with updated graphics and gameplay elements that the series has gotten since the original Ruby and Sapphire. Though despite the rush of nostalgia that I got, there are still 2 things that I can complain about, and before anyone makes a smart-ass joke, no, it's not too much water. First is that I'm not really the fan that sometime after you win your 5th badge, you're just more or less given a Latios or Latias depending on which version of the game you're playing. I mean, in the originals, they were the Wandering Legendary, the one you use your Master Ball on. But here, it's like, nope, no battle, not even a GameStop event, just have a free Legendary Pokemon. Though them having slight story significance and them pretty much letting you be able to catch all other non-event legendaries makes up for it. My other problem is this. After you beat the Pokemon League, they added one final battle with your rival, and it feels like a very satisfying ending to the game. But then, nope, there's the Delta episode. At first you're like, oh cool, another thing added to the game, I'll check this out, and oh hey, I could catch Rayquaza and Deoxys who's finally not an event Pokemon? That sounds awesome! But with the rest of it, well...
It's so boring.
You spend the whole episode chasing this bitch whose name I don't remember and I really don't give a fuck, who's willing to let the planet get destroyed because she has a gut feeling that Rayquaza will just solve the problem for them. So, she destroys the remote that powers the device that can save everyone, and makes you follow her up Sky Pillar to tell you a long story that at that point I no longer give a shit about. And it's just rushing through just so I could save the world, catch those 2 legendaries, and get any cutscene with my rival that's actually pretty damn adorable. Though, other than that, the game is great.
Followers of darkness, the Umbra Witches, and their light world counterparts, the Lumen Sages, suddenly disappeared from their medieval home in Europe. Welcome to Vigrid, 500 years later.
Now, at the time of recording this, I'm still playing this game, so while I haven't beaten it, it's really fun. The combat is fun, the combos are fun, the enemies have really cool designs. Other than that, I really don't have much to say. I mean, I do have some problems with the games, but it's mostly very minor ones like, oh, there's levels in escort mission, or this motorcycle section stopped being fun after 30 seconds. Why is it still going? Plus, I'll admit that at the moment Bayonet's personality is starting to get kinda graining on me. I mean, it's like, yes, I get it. You're a sexy woman who's perfectly fine with being a sexy woman. Can we move on, please? This cutscene's been going on for far too long. I just want to go back to killing things. Yes, I know I can skip the cutscenes, but I still want the story. Despite that, I still have had a lot of fun so far, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have some more. And I really hope so since, well, she's coming to Smash, and she's going to be in a death battle, so I kinda want to beat both of her games before that episode comes out.
Let us begin, Cereza. The time is at hand.
I'll admit I'm kinda cheating with this pick since it is DLC to another game that I did play last year, but it's more than just a new playable character. There's a different story going on, we get to know more about some of the other minor characters, and the final boss is different, and god damn it, I may make fun of shippers all the time, but Plague Knight and Mona are just freaking adorable. Though despite that, a lot of stuff is the same, the bosses fight exactly the same, and the levels for the most part are the same, except for with some minor tweaks here and there. Though I don't really mind since, I don't know how many people agree with me on this, but I enjoyed playing as Plague Knight more. He felt more fun to play as, and he's most definitely a more interesting character than Shovel Knight. Not to say anything bad about Shovel Knight himself, I mean, it's just, I felt like Plague Knight had a better motivation. I mean, sure, Shovel Knight did want to save Shield Knight, but that's still the typical damsel in distress storyline, even though they have done some different things. But what I'm getting at is, Plague Knight's motivation, he wanted to make a potion that would give him ultimate power, but it wasn't for world domination. He wanted to create this because he felt like Mona wouldn't love him if he didn't. He didn't think he was good enough for the woman he loved. I mean, that's just way better. And the final icing on the cake of this DLC, it was completely free. I mean, I felt like I should have paid for this. Like, it felt like it was worth at least $5. I have no idea if the upcoming ones for Spectre and King Knight also plan to be free. If they are, that's awesome, but if not, I'd be willing to pay for them. I did give some of my thoughts on Splatoon in my top 10 characters I want for Smash video, but I can reiterate some of the things and add more. Put simply, it's really fun, and it doesn't really feel like any other game I've played, and it's a shooter that I actually like. And making a shooter that I actually like is like making... Okay, I can't think of a good simile, but trust me, it's hard to do. Well, at launch, it wasn't as great, though that wasn't because of the gameplay. That was just because there wasn't too many stages to fight on at first. But as the months passed, they added more, and the game just got better and better. Though, outside of the multiplayer, we got a single-player mode that at first didn't really feel too necessary, but as I played more of it, I grew to love it. Hell, on the topic of single-player, I would say that quality-wise, this is probably the best amiibo support any game has gotten. Though not much when it comes to quantity, considering that only the Splatoon amiibos work with the game, and there's only 3 of them. Which is weird to me that there's still only these 3. You'd think that by now they probably would have made ones of like Callie and Mary or something. What I mean is that the amiibos aren't really needed to enjoy the game. They just give you some extra challenges, which are just levels from the single player mode with just things like, oh, you're using a roller instead, or you have a time limit, or you can only use so much zinc. Which, whoever at Nintendo thought it would have been a good idea to make the level with the invisible walls and floors, those who have played the game knows what I'm talking about, one of the limited ink challenges deserves to get their legs broken. Though, other than that, I can say without a doubt that Splatoon is my favorite game that I played in 2015, and I look forward to whatever is left of the updates, and whatever Nintendo has planned for this series, since I could definitely see it becoming one of Nintendo's regular series. Though, I would hope they would treat it like Smash or Mario Kart, you know, one game every console generation. So that was my top 5 games that I played in 2015. Let's see what 2016 gives us.